Zach Maslany now making his way to the stage. Maslany in the black and white. Expect fireworks, ladies and gentlemen.
It's Zach from 10th Planet Bethlehem.
10th Planet Bethlehem.
Veritable dream team of killers.
Him and JM
Yes, sir.
holding down the fort at 10th Planet Bethlehem.
Great technique. He's
a beast. He's a savage.
excellent coaches, I have to say. Great guys, JM and Zach.
It's a beautiful.
Great guys, JM and Zach.
Veritable dream team of killers.
He's a beast. He's a savage.
It's Zach from 10th Planet Bethlehem.
10th Planet Bethlehem. It's 10th Planet Bethlehem. It's a beautiful.
Great technique. He's
It's 10th Planet Bethlehem. Close my eyes, take a ride inside, feel the breeze blow. I'm making you fly. My message sentiments, everything will be alright. Introspect, connect the songs, and let this music make you fly. Close my eyes and take a ride inside, feel the breeze blow by. Yeah. Sit up until when I am blessed. Me return the night, I'm on the train, brain back is connected and I feel blessed. But today I night, I'm on the street in the town of your city. Let me stop praise your name, I need room to breathe. I wanna feel your ears, I got to feel your peace. Screaming down on my knees, hear my inside bleed. Till my heart's on fire, we just all the vampires. Yes, I can hear, I'm not to inspire. Say, close my eyes and take a ride inside. Feel the breeze blow by. So close my eyes and take a ride inside. Feel the breeze blow by. Yeah, higher away. I listen to the wind whistle in a channel of sound. Feel like a vacuum bag in top boom glisten. Like sun, it's done cursing all I do.
What up, big Uncle Zach over here at Zach's Corner Podcast. You are now in the corner. What up, guys? Been like a week or two since I was able to get a podcast out, but I am back. I got another podcast out because I'm recording it right now. Today is Wednesday, June 12th. And yeah, we're doing it live over here, over at Zach's Corner. So June 12th, June is an epic month. I know a lot of birthdays in June. Just a ton of people I know that their birthdays are in June. They're Geminis. I'm also a Gemini. My birthday was June 8th. So thank you everybody for the love and the birthday shout outs and everything. It's like impossible to get back to everybody. It's crazy, but you know, I do my best. I try to respond to everybody as much as possible. Some people just write, yo, happy birthday, bro. Suck a big one or something. I got a few of those and I'm like, I get like, hey, happy birthday. Thanks so much for everything that you do. You know, positive vibes, blah, blah. And, you know, it was really nice. Some people said some really nice things, so I appreciate all that. And I really felt the positive vibes. I had a great day. I spent it with my wife. We watched the fights later. That Tony Ferguson, Donald Cerrone. Damn, that was a crazy fight. You know, and for those of you guys who are mad at Donald Cerrone for blowing his nose, give me a break. You've probably never even been punched in the face before, so shut up. You know, working at the school is funny because we get a lot of guys in that are just normal dudes that want to learn, you know, jiu-jitsu, and they want to learn, you know, they want to learn moves and they want to learn to defend himself or try a different type of workout because going to the gym sucks and, you know, it's boring and they want to do something different. They've been watching UFC and they think, oh man, this would be really cool if I was able to jiu-jitsu train mixed martial arts without, you know, getting hurt and without having to fight. A lot of people do that. But there are a lot of guys who come in like, you know what, I'm fighting. I'm going to kill everyone. Like, I'm just going to come through. Like, how long can it be till I fight? And I think I've spoke about this before. If I haven't yet on the podcast, it's pretty crazy. But you got to relax, people. You can't just come in thinking you're going to UFC. it takes a long time. It takes a lot of work. I did on one of the previous pods. You'd have to go back and search, but I did speak on I'm pretty sure in depth on what it is to become a mixed martial artist and what I think the best avenues to attain that goal is, learning from my mistakes and things that I've just seen coaching, and along the way, I feel there's like a really, really, really good way to do it, and that is start training. And you could just tell guys like, hey, listen, like if you wanna fight MMA, then your best bet is to, let's see if you could put 3 months of consistent training together where you're coming, 4 or 5 times a week. Like I don't get why dudes can't make it consistently and they want to fight. I really just don't understand. Listen, when I was younger, even though I was going to college or I was going to high school or I had a full-time job, I trained twice a day when I was fighting MMA, and it still wasn't good enough to beat a lot of guys. You know what I mean? Like I still won my fair share, but there were some dudes where it was like, dude, I could have trained 8 times a day and you weren't doing shit to that guy at this time. So I laugh when you say that you want to be an MMA. I'm not speaking on anyone specifically, obviously, but I laugh when people say they want to be an MMA fighter. But you got to come to class. You got to learn. There's so much to learn. So much. MMA is deep. It's like getting a master's degree. You got to come in and you can't just wing it. It's not how it works. Now, granted, if you have a deep wrestling background like Scott the Animal Heckman, shout out to Scott Heckman, fought his last fight, his 40th pro MMA fight, which is insane. Scott's an animal, and he had already had a really good wrestling background. Same thing with Thad Frick. They both, Thad from Nazareth, PA, was fighting for us for a long time. Still, he was about to fight again, but the dude backed out, and but Thad, those guys already had they wrestled in college and they wrestled in high school, and they already had deep wrestling background. So they've had a lot of matches. Like they already had matches, in their background. Like it's not like this is the first time you're ever competing in anything and it's going to be an MMA fight. And that's why some of the local fights, to me, as a martial arts fan, enthusiast, and analyst, I promote myself as an analyst, I look at it and I'm like, damn, it looks shitty. It looks terrible. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring combat jiu-jitsu to Pennsylvania, but the boxing commission won't allow it. So I'm going to just try again, I guess. But, we might have to take it to Delaware. And because Delaware, I'm pretty sure you can fight a horse if you wanted to. You could set up a horse fight and just fight them. Or you could fight a bear or something like that. I'm pretty sure they bring people out from the crowd and you can you can kill someone in Delaware if you wanted to. Not saying that that's what I want, but one of the points of combat jiu-jitsu was to bridge the gap between MMA and jiu-jitsu for sure, but also to show what type of moves, in jiu-jitsu, what type of moves might get you killed in an MMA fight. Or, some jiu-jitsu guys might get pretty good, at learning how to avoid strikes and eventually want to step into MMA. And I think it would bridge the gap. And here's how. So if you're a new guy, let's say I was able to run 5 to 6 shows a year in Pennsylvania, combat jiu-jitsu, right? And I hope they're hearing this, which they won't, but they're idiots. And, sorry to call you guys idiots, but it's just the way that you don't even look into things and you just dismiss it right away. And you have this old school mentality, and it just doesn't, it's old. It's old and it needs to go. Like you're still thinking it's the 1960s, bruh. It's not the 60s, and it's not just boxing anymore. There's all types of stuff out there. And I feel like guys who are just wanting to get into MMA, you start with jiu-jitsu, and then you learn how to grapple, you learn how to wrestle, and you start doing jiu-jitsu tournaments. And if you can't hack competing, I know jiu-jitsu guys who don't fight, who just compete every weekend, every other weekend, once a month. If you could do that for a year, you'll have a ton of matches in, and then you'll have at least a decent amount of experience, right? And then let's say you start doing, you're also learning kickboxing, you're working with a striking coach, and you're working with Joel and Mike Ortiz at school, and you're starting to hit mitts, and you're coming to striking class 3 times a week, and you're coming to MMA class twice a week and learning how to fight off the wall. Like it's not just, you can't just walk in there and think you're going to just beat a dude's ass because you punched some drunk guy, back in college. It's not going to work, I knocked a guy out in the streets. Yeah. Was he drunk? Yeah. Oh, well, then it doesn't count. Was it a trained guy getting ready to fight you, knowing that he can't mess around? He wants to come in there and knock your head off because he's bringing his family and his friends and his kids in the crowd? They're different, right? So I think if you are able to do a bunch of jiu-jitsu competitions and then start either kickboxing or doing doing a couple AMI kickboxing matches where you wear a helmet, gloves, shin pads, and you see if you could do 3 rounds. I want to see what you look like standing in front of somebody throwing strikes. If you look like Bambi and you look like you don't have your sea legs out there and the dude's just nearly clearing your head off, then you need work. I did a ton of kickboxing matches. I fought. I was doing MMA and kickboxing at the same fucking time. At the same damn time. I was doing kickboxing and MMA at the same damn time. And jiu-jitsu tournaments. There's no reason you can't, especially when you're first starting out, when you're an amateur. Eventually you go pro in MMA. Maybe you want to, step off the matches, then the jiu-jitsu matches, because you don't want to get hurt, because you're really trying to make money off MMA if that's what your goal is, right, to really make it. So, but in the beginning, for sure, why not? You know what I mean? I was doing, and everybody who I was around at that time was, and I felt like the level of guys at the lower levels was higher than it is now. So, prove me wrong. And you can't. Because if you go watch the fights, dudes are in mount punching the guy in the chest. And dudes are not knowing any type of jiu-jitsu. Guys striking looks horrible. And again, not a diss on everybody in the local scene, but it's kind of a diss. It's kind of a slam. So get your shit together, guys. But I'm just saying, if CJJ was allowed, then I think guys would get better and learn what it's like to strike on the ground. And you're not gonna lay in bottom mount and hit a guy in the stomach. It's like, dude, come on. It's you know what I mean? Or have like a zero guard, zero half guard, no takedowns, never been up against the fence. Dude, it's like, come on. What the hell are you doing? But combat jiu-jitsu could bridge the gap. And then once guys get more experience, imagine if you had 30 jiu-jitsu matches, you had 3 kickboxing matches, and you had 4 combat jiu-jitsu matches, and then you make your MMA debut. And you're 0-0. And he's, 0-1. And you've already had a million fucking matches, and he hasn't done shit. You're going in with more experience. It's like you prepared for the test as opposed to just showing up with it half-assed written on your hand. You know what I mean? That's the difference, guys. That's the difference. So if you're listening to this and you're trying to fight MMA, really think about what you're trying to do. Get all this other work in. I didn't even mention strength and conditioning and doing cardio work. Didn't even mention it. I would wake up in the morning. I would run my sprints. Then I would come home, then I would shower. Then I would go to school, or I would go to my job. Then I would work all day. Then I would come home. Then I would eat. Sometimes I would go right to the gym. So I would come home, eat, relax a little bit. Then I would go work out at night. Then I would train jiu-jitsu class. Then I would do kickboxing first. Then I would do jiu-jitsu, spar a couple rounds light. And then some days we sparred hard. A lot of times we sparred hard. And then I would hit the bag or at the end of the night after jiu-jitsu class. So it was like 3 hours of training every night. I don't know where you would be besides at the gym working on your technique, honing your craft. How could you take off and just run that night? Bullshit. You run and you train and you hit the bag. If you're trying to, you should be hitting the bag every night, I feel, don't give me that, I went to the, unless you're going to Craig's for strength conditioning, or you're going to, a wrestling room and wrestling, with a bunch of guys and just practicing wrestling, that's understandable. You know what I mean? But if you're not at the gym and you're like, I went for a run and then I worked on the bike. Well, why wouldn't you come in and just lightly, spar, a little bit, just moving around, or just learn some technique and learn some new moves, or at least watch class, but, okay, you know better than me, but, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Let's move on. We're already 14 minutes in. What else is going on? So, I got a big matchup coming up at the Rise Invitational, and I'm going to be facing a legend in the sport, Joao. I think that's how you say it, Meow. So I'm very pumped for it. Been training hard, sore as hell, but I've been stretching like crazy. JM turned me on to the BJJ for yoga, so if you haven't ever seen that, check into it. BJJ for yoga is money, and I've been doing or yoga for BJJ. What am I talking about? Yoga for BJJ, and I've been doing that. I do like a half hour, 45 minutes in the morning. I need to stretch today because I haven't stretched. I've been just doing stuff, and but I'll make sure I get that in. I'm stretching a little bit harder than I used to, and it really helps me out. Like before, I didn't stretch as much, stretch as hard, but now I'm like really pushing myself, not to where I'm like injuring myself, but I'm definitely pushing myself to like really get that stretch in. It hurts at the time and it feels uncomfortable, but when I get up, I'm like, ooh, that feels good. And I'm just old, so I just turned 36 and I'm sore, so the stretching really helps, keeping me limber. By the time the night comes, I'm able to train. Usually in the morning, I'm either lifting or running or sauna or getting a massage or going to the cryo lab, which I plan on doing tomorrow. And we're teaching, this probably won't come out before tomorrow, but we're teaching a seminar tomorrow night at 10th Planet, Long Island. And yeah, I'm excited for that. So Steve Caston, James Hassman, guys, we kind of jumped into the 10th Planet fam. They're killing it. I love those guys. Actually, you know what? I got to check. Are they on the freaking... are they on the 10th Planet locations? Like, we got a lot of stuff going on. Like, I got to check the locations all the time because 10th Planet Newton, that's another school that's under us. They are not on the locations page yet. They are getting their website updated, I believe. So that's 10 Planet Newton. Shout out to Jason and Jason, Newton, New Jersey. And then let's see if everybody else is on. If you go to 10planetjj.com and you click on locations, you can search down. I know we're on it. 10 Planet Cancun, Mexico. Yeah, if you didn't know, you should look and see where they're at. Some maybe like you moved or there's one in your old town or something. So get a sip of my coffee here. 10 Planet Miami is not on there yet. Shout out to Gabe Chibata down in 10 Planet Miami. He's down there. Oh, here we go. Long Island, 33 West Main Street, Smithtown, New York. There they are. And James and Steve. 10 Planet, first planet enter the Suffolk, Nassau County. Yes, sir. Suffolk, Nassau County. Yo, Nassau County, I got a couple bodies up in Nassau County. I didn't know you're from up there. Let me know. I can get your machine gun up there if you need one. That's like mob area, I think. Steve Castine. You can hit him up. Is that his personal number? Yeah, probably. But I used to have my personal number out there. Now I'm hiding it because too many people are hitting me up. Like, they just want to talk to me about Tank Abbott and shit that happened back in the day. And I ain't got time for that. I got other stuff going on. Come see me at the school. Come down, train with me. FinishersMMA.com. You can also go, here's their website, 10planetlongisland.com. Let's check out their website, see how it is. And it's money because these guys are professionals. I love these guys. Oh, looks like their website is done by 97 Display. Beautiful. Actually, you know what? That reminds me. I got to write something down. I got to find the, we did the, I don't know if you've seen it, but shout out to Quentin. He is Quentin Fernandez, one of our guys. He's been, did an intro, not an intro, but like almost like a Cribs video for us. So I got to make sure that's up on our website. See, this is why I look at this shit, guys. Steve and James, I'm excited to train with those fools up there tomorrow night too. And they got a very profesh website, 97 Display. So if you want to call 10 Planet Long Island, if you want to prank them, call up with a Brazilian accent or something. Or if you want information, give them a call, 631-265-6260. Get in touch with them, sons of bitches. Also, too, the song that I played in the beginning was Matsu Sayu. If you don't know who that is, that guy's the man. I don't know if you guys know him. That song is called Close My Eyes. It was a live version. Let's see, can I crank it back up? I don't know what happens if I get, you know how Rogan's always like, I get pulled off YouTube. I don't know what that means. Sometimes they don't they've been flagging some of my stuff, but I just kind of clear the music. So if you're listening to this on YouTube and you're like, why is Zach not saying anything? He's just listening to music, but I can't hear the music. It's because it's copyrighted and I'm probably getting sued for it.
Like a seed, just heard them get a bank, bro. Firm like a chip. And I know that's what I know. Some of them colors wonderful like it was a rainbow. Let me tell you one time now, big daddy need no hope. Close my eyes and take a ride inside. Feel the breeze blow back. I'm making you fly. Close my eyes and take a ride inside. Feel the breeze blow. You see you run, but you could not hide. And all them crazy murderers would never run from.
Matsusaya is the man. Bob Nesta said it best when he said everything's gonna be alright. Bob Nesta, if you don't know who that is, Bob Nesta Marley, my brother. I don't know, that was a mix of like Jamaican and Portuguese. So let's see who else. The other guys, I don't think any of our other crew is up there, but just check them out, man. There's so many. 10 Planet Newark, Ohio. John Burroughs down there. Slanging Rock, Rochester. San Antonio doing big things. Big Red out in Macho. Finland, shout out to them. Love those guys. Woodbridge! Dude, I told Chris, I gotta tell Chris, hopefully there's, Chris is gonna be moving locations too, getting a better setup. And Chris Hendrick, one of our brown belts, Chris is looking jacked in this fucking picture right here too. Let's check out his website. I think Chris should get shirts that say The Bridge. Like, you know how he's Woodbridge? You know what I mean? Woodbridge. 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 Shout out to Chris Hendrick over up in Woodbridge. So that's that. We're also working on, like I said before, we're working on more schools, working on all types of stuff. We're looking on just spreading the love, spreading jiu-jitsu. That's what we do. I'm having so much fun with this, man. Like, I got this match coming up with Meow. Like, I'm 36. I'm not going to compete, that much longer, honestly. Like, my body's pretty jacked up. Like, I'm feeling better than I ever have because of the yoga and everything. But, like, I want to be able to relax. And I'm realizing that, I know I'm still, guys, like, and people be like, you have confidence in yourself. Listen, I have confidence in myself. I know I'm good, and I know I train hard, and I know I can hang in there with them, and not only hang in there with them, I know that I could submit them if I get to my spots, and that's what you got to do. But that's the hard part. So listen, he's a legend. Win or lose, I'm going out there, and I'm gonna do what I do and throw submissions, and this is one of the reasons why tournaments want to have our guys on, because number one, we always say yes, and we'll fight anybody. And number two, we always bring it. We always come for the sub. It's either us or them, that killer, be killed attitude. And it's not like I'm going in there like, I'm a killer, be killed. I'm a fucking, you know what I mean? I'm just, dude, I'm very respectful. This dude's an animal, you know what I mean? He doesn't tap to shit. And, I'm going to try to, put the choke to his neck and see what happens. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy. I can't believe it. So I'm just psyched, man. I'm really psyched. I gotta write something else down here. See, I just keep thinking of things to write down. So if you guys don't write shit down, I don't know how you remember anything. Like, people are just, write shit down. You gotta write things down. You gotta write things down, because if you don't write them down, you will forget. I forget like crazy. It's impossible to remember. It's possible to remember everything, especially with the way our brains work now. You're checking your phone every 3 seconds. I got my wife Kat got me some Orgonite. If you guys are wondering what that is, I'm wearing it around my neck. I'm trying to protect against some of the waves that are going out there with the 5G. If you guys into conspiracies, what's up with 5G? I have no idea. Like, I didn't even know about the Gs. I never even paid attention to it, and I never even thought that airwaves and all this stuff flying around could really mess with us. And I think it is. It's messing with the bees, and it's messing with all kinds of stuff. So I don't know if I mentioned this before, but if you're into conspiracies, check out 5G extinction event on, it sounds bleak, Armageddon event 5G. Like, that's just to get you to watch it. But check it out, man. It's interesting what they're saying. I mean, I don't know if they have what they know about it, but all that shit can't be good. And there's tests and stuff. So scientists, longitude, latitude, you know what I mean? Check into it. So look into it, people, and that's all I can say. But as for my match at Rise, there's a lot of matches. Ray Ray's fighting Sergio Da Silva, who I fought MMA. Renee is on the card. I'm pretty sure Kurt Chase Patrick is on the card. There's a ton of former UFC vets. Adam Kalari's on the card. There's a whole bunch of guys. Dennis Bermudez, Pete Sell. So it should be interesting. I got a match with Meow, so I'm excited. I've been training hard, guys. I'm not going to lie. Like, if you guys see me at the gym, I look tired as shit. But I feel good. Like I said, the stretching and all that, like my body feels good. I'm getting to my spots. I'm having fun just still being in the game. You know, I'm just enjoying and being grateful for being able to still compete. Like, I'm 36. Most guys I know are retired. Like I said, like maybe a year or two, dude. 38, man, that might even be pushing it. We'll see. But, you know, I'm going to do a couple more here, a couple more matches, maybe compete in the UK. Yeah, and then go from there, you know, maybe fight some other old guys. But, man, I'm wrestling with guys all my own age or all younger than me. And, you know, I know, like, Randy Couture won the title when he was, like, 90. So we'll see. But, like, I want to also, too, to try to get out of the game without, you know, breaking my neck or whatever, like out of the competing game, you know, like it is dangerous, you know, and we got some high level competitors, JM, Thor, Grace. So, you know, and then eventually I can just really concentrate on them. That's it. And not worry about myself so much and keep myself in good shape and do steroids. So just kidding. But, I just want to shout out my sponsors. I got three main sponsors for this show, and I can't thank them enough, because without them, you know, I wouldn't be able to put up some of the prize money. And so shout out to, first of all, shout out to Matt Cully and New York Fighting and the Rise Invitation for having me on. Shout out to Backbone Yoga. You can go check out at Backbone Yoga on Instagram. That's Chris Reitz. Like, he's trained under Abe and Marcos from Shoulder Art. Over at Subforce, which is really awesome. And he sponsored me. He reached out and he was like, dude, like, you know, I'd love to sponsor you and everything. So I was like, damn. So I'm going to try to go down there. Let me see where it's at right here. Let's get to their website, Backbone Yoga. I'm going to try to go down there next week. And, yeah, backboneyoga.com. You can schedule your first class. It's in Heated Vinyasa Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga. It's in Clinton, New Jersey. So, let's see, about... Yeah, here's my man. Throwback. Chris. Yeah, Chris. Thanks, man. Really shout out to him. Appreciate this. Like, I want to get down there and work with him one day. And, like, you know, I think he's been hearing me talking about doing yoga and stuff. It's in and the studio resides inside Impact Martial Arts, which also I think is his place too. So if you want any info on them, just check it out. You know, info at backboneyoga.com. I also want to shout out my boy. He's been my friend for a while now. Got introduced to him through my boy Dan, who owns Igloo Cryotherapy. Never Again Radio. My man Mike Fauerbach. You could go and find them on Instagram too at Never Again Radio. They are you know, he runs a podcast, but he does, you know, Mike, you know, anybody who knows Mike, he's whatchamacallit, he's way more than just a podcast. You know, Mike does so much. Like, he basically ran the whole Chokes and Jokes event that we had where we did stand-up comedy, which was awesome. He's going to run it again. It's Never Again. Follow Never_Again Studio. He's sponsoring me. He helps me out big time, dude. He's always just been a dude. He's from, Never Again's in Nazareth, and he's always been a dude just is down to support everybody and just keep and putting stuff out and just having fun. Like, he just loves life, and he's like really become one of my best friends. So I love Mike, and we're gonna just keep doing business with him and keep doing everything with him. And he's gonna be getting Thor on his podcast, and he's like he promotes a lot of local businesses and local local fighters, guys from the local areas. Like, big fan of Grace, big fan of martial arts, big fan of comedy. So, we just get along because it's like all things cool. You know what I mean? Mike's into all things cool, and, he's really dope. He promotes, freaking knives, like the guys who are like into guns and, like, you know what I mean? All this cool stuff. Like, and then because of that, his producer, Jesse, Shive, he introduced us to his brother, Jeremy, who's a badass jiu-jitsu guy. You know, he's older than me, I think. I think he might be in his 40s or in his 38 or some shit. I don't even know, Jeremy. Hopefully he's not younger than that or he's going to punch me in the face. And he's, dude, I have a hell of a time rolling with him. Dude is strong as shit. So, you know, yeah, I'm just, I'm really pumped for that. So Never Again Radio. Thank you again, Mike. And then also my man, Josh Ledoux, who runs the Sapaterio. Me and him been working together, and he's in, you know, promotes jiu-jitsu events down south, promotes fighters. He's just another guy who's just like all about helping people out and promoting people and getting, you know, getting things done, getting people paid. You know what I mean? And then he's a competitor himself, which is really dope. And that's kind of like, you know, me and him are kind of like the same. We both compete. You know, we both run shows. You know, he's like the more jacked Florida version of me. Yeah. So I'm gonna give you. He also has done a lot for submission only jiu-jitsu. You know, for the girls, for a lot of guys came up off Sapaterio. I competed in Sapaterio, which is really dope. But let me find all his stuff. He sponsored me in his new coffee company. You know, he's trying to take over the world. It's follow on Instagram, Wicked Warrior Coffee. There, it says here under the thing, it says we're a couple of coffee lovers committed to getting you the freshest roast with the best taste at reasonable price. Did we mention free shipping? So, dude, free shipping. Come on, you gotta buy some shit. So, Wicked Warrior Coffee, I think they're just getting up and running, but he's sponsoring me for this event. So, shout out to him. I'm very grateful for all these guys. You know, doing stuff for me and helping me out. And you know what the cool thing is like, you know, like I told Mike and I'm telling, you know, Chris and Josh, same thing. Like, I'll never forget this. Like, I appreciate this so much. And I'm going to go out there and I'm going to, you know, like I said, I'm going to do my best. You know, social media is, like, in my mind, it's like super corny, some of the shit that I do. Like, I'll post stuff and be like, oh, that was so corny. You know what I mean? But that's the thing. It's like free. It's free promotion. I mean, it's you could just put shit out there and it's free. And, you know, it doesn't cost anything. I mean, sure, you could run ads and stuff like that, but the fact that it doesn't cost anything is so huge because, you know, I'm hitting the masses of people. I mean, by masses, I mean like 5,000 people. But like our Ted Planet Bethlehem Instagram has like 11,000 now, and like you people, you know, we all support each other, even though it's, you know, a super small community. Someone sponsors a guy, gives you a couple $100, from his startup coffee company. No, I go out there and try to help sell his coffee, and then I also put that, you know, coffee thing, you know, the sponsor on my back, and then I do all this stuff, and it's like, dude, you know what? It's so money, dude. It's so gangster. Like, just the fact that we have our own like community where we're just killing it, you know. Like, I'm on wickedwarrior.coffee.com. That's his website. I'm going to, and I love it. Like, being an entrepreneur, it's whatever about the jiu-jitsu community like makes you an entrepreneur or makes you want to be an entrepreneur or think that you can be an entrepreneur is really fucking cool in my opinion. Like, you just start doing jiu-jitsu and all of a sudden you're like a blue or purple belt and you're like, yo, I'm about to open up my own business. Because I guess you feel like because you can do jiu-jitsu and because you can, you know, get better at something, you feel like you've accomplished something. You know, if that's what it is, then that's awesome. But like, what is it? I've seen so many of my friends want to quit their jobs and like do their own thing. And just, yeah, it's crazy, right? Isn't that, like, think about it. Like, how many people do you know, like, you know, oh, he's a photographer, oh, he's a media guy, or oh, he's this, or he's that, and he's going to go into like doing this. Like, I want to get Quentin to quit his job. You know, I want to get, Quentin to just be doing videos and like being into what he's doing. Like, I'm glad Chris at Backbone Yoga is able to do his own thing with martial arts and yoga. And I want Mike Feuerbach to eventually quit his job and just be able to do whatever. Like, it's hard. It's crazy hard to figure out how to make a living sometimes if you're not doing, like, I'm lucky me and JM got jiu-jitsu, but like, I'm trying to, like, you know, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to, like, I'm about to buy, because he sponsored me, I'm about to buy one of his coffee mugs here. It's like $9 or something like that, or $19. I don't even give a shit, but he gave me money to compete and to help me out, raise some Oh yeah, $19. So that's cool. And then we just got someone else just signed up for Finishers TV. So shout out to Quentin. Again, like I said, producing content for Finishers TV. Really awesome. Why does PayPal need to know my phone number? I'm going to put in a fake number. Just to spite them. So that way they can't call me. Continue the shipping method. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just, free shipping. Look at that. Wicked Warrior Coffee. Also, CBDs. Shout out to Red Bowie. We've been selling Red Bowie CBDs. I don't have really a CBD sponsor per se anymore. Not to shit on Black Belt CBD, but they were doing some weird stuff, so we had to pull out of that. Plus, I wanted to carry like a full spectrum, CBD. So go out there, check in the CBDs. I'm trying to get my grandmother and my mom to take them, but I'm also going to look into getting other CBDs at our school too, like I was talking about before. So hopefully one of the tax guys, Slavsky, who's still kind of doing some stuff, gets this thing done for me. Mike Henniger, shout out to you. If you guys need anything done taxes, hit up my boy Mike Henniger. Summit Solutions, I believe. He's working on all types of big stuff too. That's what I mean. Like Mike, Mike's a bramble under us, and like he also is like a badass accountant, the tattooed accountant, and he's also like, doing like stuff for different companies, and like he's a freaking beast, dude. That's what I'm saying. I love it, dude. We got like guys that are like, Ross the boss can just hack into your mainframe and like change your computer, make your toilet flush or something. Who knows? So that's what I'm talking about, dude. I just love meeting all these people and learning about these guys and stuff. It's really awesome. So shout out to the 10 Planet Finishers fam. Appreciate all you guys coming out and training with me and helping me get ready for this event coming up. So what else has been going on? Hulu, Handmaid's Tale is back on. Me and my wife been watching that, but we keep falling asleep. Hoarders, I've been watching a little bit of Hoarders. It was accidentally on the one time. It's really weird. Now, tell me this. Why on Hoarders, the guy's name, the main hoarder guy is Richard Van Cleef. And then on Intervention, back in the day when I had cable, when I watched Intervention, because it used to come on before some other show I used to watch, the guy's name was Jeff Van Vonderen. So that was my favorite interventionist. So I think, and then Eminem even mentioned Jeff Van Vonderen in one of his songs. He was like, I'm Jeff Van Vonderen, or something like that. He's like, but Jeff Van Vonderen versus Richard Van Cleef set up to fight Dana White. Let's do it. I want to see those two go at it. Also, Richard Van Cleef, the main hoarder guy, has a license plate that says no hoard. Come on. Chris D'Elia would say, Yakuda. For that, right? No hoard. Oh my God. Like, and I am kind of sad and I feel bad for those people. They just start hoarding and it's just, it's a tough situation. But anyways, I'm gaining in on 40 minutes here. I actually have to cut this short because I got some more stuff to do. And, again, shout out to my sponsors. I'm going to leave you guys with this story. So on my birthday, I had a bunch of, it was Saturday. And I was heading out. Lila and Eric were at the school, and I went to meet up with them. And they were teaching a seminar. And I had some stuff I had to mail. I was mailing out some. If you sign up at 10planetmiami.com, you get a free T-shirt. If you sign up now for $99, you're locked into that price forever. And he hooks you up with like the grandfathered in price. That's like the great grandfathered in price. Like that price came over from Yugoslavia back in 1909 over in Ellis Island. That's how locked in that price is. That's how old school that price is. So that price, you get a free T-shirt too, and I ship it to you from up here. I'm running point up here while Gabe is down there getting shop set up. And so I was mailing out some free T-shirts to some of the guys and some rash guards and stuff. Also, if you want to buy a Miami rash guard, slide it in the DMs. I'll hook you up with Gabe. You could just PayPal him. I'll ship it to you. But anyways, I was walking in. I had a bag full of stuff. Now, when you see someone walking into the post office with a bag full of stuff, the first thing on your mind usually is you want to stab them in the face because they're walking into a post office with a bag full of stuff, and they're going to take 300 hours to get that taken care of because for some reason the way we do things at the post office is still super old school. So, but mine are all prepaid because I got stamps.com. So I just put the labels on at home, stuff it up, weigh it on the scale, the same scale they weigh the whales with, and then I take it to the thing and then I drop it off. But sometimes I get a receipt, sometimes real busy, I don't want to bother guys, so I just put it in the outgoing mail, drop off, and then they'll get to it when they get to it. I know they're busy. The mail room is nuts. So what happens is I'm going in and there's another woman coming in, so I hold the door for her. She goes in front of me. So I'm there first. She's probably thinking, shit, this guy has, but maybe not. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking she's thinking that. So I let her go through. No big deal. She goes in. I hold the door for her again. I grab the door. I'm like, hey, I got you. She goes up. Drops off her stuff. I go up, drop off my stuff, say, hey, how you doing? No problem. I always say hi to the guy. I'm like telling him, like, now I'm finally getting my shit together. I don't have to waste time at the desk anymore. And he's like, oh, cool, man. I'm like, all right, have a good day, brother. And I go to leave and I hold the door for her again. She goes, thank you so much, young man. She's like, you're very nice. And I go, oh, no problem. She's like, what a beautiful day, don't you think? She's like, the Lord has blessed us with another beautiful day. I'm like, you know what? It is a beautiful day out today. I was like, you know what? It's a great day for me. Today's my birthday. And she looks at me and it looked like she saw a ghost. Her mouth dropped and she goes, today's my birthday too. And I was like, wow, really? Today's your birthday? She's like, I want to give you a hug. And she probably was in her 60s, I would say. And I walked over and I gave her a hug. And she gave me a little kiss on the cheek. And she was like, I hope you have a great day. May the Lord bless you. And blah, 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 blah. And I forget what else she said. And I was like, all right, ma'am, have an awesome day. Thank you so much. And just that positive interaction was crazy. Like I'm not, I grew up Catholic, but I'm not super religious now, but I'm definitely spiritual. I know every Kuda says that. But I am, though. Like, I think about things like that all the time, and I'm not really sure what's going on, but, when someone's religious, I never shit on it or anything like that. I just think, hey, that's what they're into, and if it makes them a better person, or if they, find, strength or faith, or, you know what I mean, that's how they get through things, totally fine, because I don't feel like they're doing anything wrong. As long as they're not taking it to extremes or anything like that, you can believe in whatever you want. That's the beauty of it. And, yeah, that positive interaction, like, that was such a small thing. And all they did was hold the door for her. I might know she was, we were both vibrating on a pretty positive high, I'm sure, because it was both of our birthdays. And, like on your birthday, if you have a good family and you have cool friends, like, they're always going to make your birthday special, unless you're some type of shithead who's like, it's my birthday week. Dude, it's my birthday week. Like, dude, all right, I get it. It's your birthday. Like, I didn't really want to do anything crazy. I just wanted to, like, have dinner at home with my wife and, have a glass of wine, play with the dogs. And, there were fights on that night, so I wanted to watch the fights. But I wanted to, maybe train a little bit, but I didn't really want to do anything crazy. I just kind of wanted to hang with the fam. And I just wanted to, leave you guys with that story because I thought it was positive vibes. And, sometimes if you do that, it definitely comes back to you. Like, I know there's been a lot of interactions that I've had with people, and sometimes, like, I get pissed because they're making you wait or whatever the situation is. And, like, you just have to learn to control those emotions. And I'm doing I would say, like, I'm doing like a above average job right now. I would give myself pretty good credit, but I know I still have a lot of room to work on the positivity stuff. Like, I know I still get, like, yesterday, I'm not going to go into it, but I got pissed off at, just because someone was making me wait for a long time. And, that was being really, and it wasn't over, it wasn't, listen, it wasn't, you would have been pissed too. It was an egregious amount of time. It was like an hour, you know what I mean? So, you would be mad too, if someone's making you wait, but there's nothing to do with, the business or anything like that. It was like an appointment I was at, making me wait for like over an hour, and people are just farting around and stuff like that, and you could see people are working hard. That was annoying. So tough to be positive. You want to just, pick up a chair and you know what I mean, throw it at that point, turn into Hulk Hogan, start leg dropping people, but you can't do that. So, like, finally when I got, they called me or whatever, I was like, okay, then the interaction ended up being positive anyway. So I was like, man, I was so stupid. And it's not like I was late for anything anyways, because I don't have a real job. So, so on and so forth. Moving on. Positive vibes, people. I know some people say that's Kuda, but I don't think it is at all. Whatever helps. Because there's a lot of depression, there's a lot of anxiety going on in the world, and anything positive that can help, you know what I mean, that's definitely not Kuda. So I love you guys. Thank you for listening. And yeah, that's it. Sending vibrations out. We'll leave you with, unless I deleted it, we'll drop a little more of this shit in your ear hole.
never see no joy. All I'm know is them from song you call up a man up on and tie conscious in now. Hope it up your right. Everybody just in my human being to sky them sell my peace.
Zach's Corner.
And I won't come my way.
We out this beer.
Close my eyes and take out right inside. With a breeze blow by. I'm making you fly. But necessary. Everything will be alright. You just making the sex and let this music make your mind. Close my eyes and take out right inside. With a breeze blow by. I'm making you high. Taking you high. Higher away. Oh, yeah.
What's up, guys? Zach here from the Finishers Podcast and from this podcast, Zach's Corner Podcast. And this podcast is brought to you by our sponsor, The Grappler's Guide 3.0. Just go to thegrapplersguide.com, check it out. Actually, instead of going to thegrapplersguide.com, you can go to me on Instagram at Zach Maslany. Click the link in my bio. Under there, there'll be a spot that says Grappler's Guide. If you click that link and go to the Grappler's Guide, you can get 30%. If you use the promo code Finishers too, you can get 30% off a lifetime membership, and I know there's some other deals with that too. So check out the Grappler's Guide. It's probably the largest grappling website that there is. Jason Scully, shout out to him. We filmed a bunch of videos on there. So if you're looking for the 10 Planet warm-ups, they're on there. If you're looking for, if you're like, dude, my open guard sucks ass, I need to figure some shit out, they're gonna give you some ideas right there. Back attacks program, turtle and crucifix program, truck program, arm lock series. If you do gi for some odd reason, they got shit on there. If you're like trying to wrist lock people and piss them off, they got that on there. They also have what I really like is the outside experts. Not only do you get our stuff, but you get Riley Bodycomb, Dan Koval, Aaron Millam, Craig Jones, Wilson Hayes, Travis Stevens. You want to get your judo up? We're going to be down there. Lachlan Giles. If you want to get your guillotine up, learn from Josh Hinger. So check out the Grappler's Guide. Use the promo code Finishers. Or like I said, go to Instagram, click the link in my bio, and then click where it says Grappler's Guide, use the promo code Finishers, and you're good to go. Get your learn on, motherfucker!
Hey, everybody. This is Paul Maslany, Zach's little brother. I am Zach's podcast producer for Zach's Corner. I produce podcasts for multiple shows. Anyone who's interested in starting their own podcast, producing a podcast, they need a podcast producer, they need someone to help them with audio for anything. I do a little bit of video production with it. We can get audio tracks and stuff up onto YouTube. You know, there's one-time deals. We could do hourly rates. I have packages. They're all custom built depending on what you want and what you need. I can help with one episode. I can help sign on for a whole season. It's whatever you're looking for. Maybe you just want me to show you how to do the basics and help you launch your podcast. Then you can take over and do everything on your own. Any of you who want to make recording a podcast a priority, I can show you how to do it yourself, help you get started. I could help you run it and produce it. If you want a professional quality podcast, I can get it up. I can get it online. Do your show notes. I can convert it to YouTube. I can get it on multiple platforms. There's other services are available as well. Reference the show notes for my email address to contact me